Good day, everyone. The topic for today is solve for x. Problem number one that we are having here is x squared plus x minus 12 is equal to 0. So what we need to do on this problem is to factorize it first. All right. So in order for us to factorize this problem, we need to know the factors of negative 12 that are going to give us the middle term when we add them or subtract them. Okay. All right. So first of all, let us find the first term. To find the first term, we multiply x by x. If you say x multiplied by x, that will give you x squared. Okay. So now let me write down the factors of 12. All right. So these are the factors of 12. So now, by the look of things, 3 and 4 there, when we multiply them, we get 12. Okay. So let us see how can we get this positive 1 there. So if we say plus 4 minus 3, that will give me what? Positive 1. Okay, that will give me positive 1. So it seems like these will be our factors, because if you say positive 4 multiplied by negative 3, that will give you negative what? Negative 12. So that's that is exactly what we want there. So now we go back, and there's something important that you need to know. Do you see this sign? It's negative there. The fact that that sign there is negative, it only means we are multiplying in negative and positive inside the brackets. Or you can start by positive and writing positive and then you write negative then, but it's the same thing. Okay, it doesn't matter where the negative is or where the positive is, as long as inside the brackets you are having negative multiplied by positive, or a positive multiplied by negative. Okay, so now you go back to your factors. You can see that we are having positive 4, so you're gonna write 4 there, and then there you write negative. Okay, you write negative 3. So that makes sense. So now we need to equate the two brackets to 0. Okay, so we will say x minus 3 is equal to 0, or x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now x is equal to 3, or x is equal to negative 4. Okay, here you transpose for you to get the values of x there. So that's it. That's how you solve for x on this problem. All right, let's move forward. Let's go to the next problem. Right, the next problem, that is problem number 2. We are having the square root of, we're having the square root of 2x plus 1 is equal to x minus 1. So this problem, what we need to do is to square both sides. Okay, we square both sides. Why do we do that? We want to get rid of this square root. Okay, the square root will cancel with the square there, so we are left with 2x plus 1, which is equal to, this side we have squared, right? So that means we need to expand what we have inside the bracket. So we will have x minus 1 multiplied by what? X minus 1. All right, so now this, let's just write this aside. Okay, so when we multiply like this, we will get x squared. We multiply x and negative 1, that will give us negative x. Come back, we multiply negative 1 and x, that will give us negative x. Now negative 1 multiplied by negative 1 will give us positive x. So this gives us x squared minus 2x plus 1. All right, now we come back, we have got 2x plus 1 is equal to, we write this. Okay, so we have got x squared minus 2x plus 1. All right, we group them together. Okay, so in order for us to group them together, I think it's going to be fine if we take what we have here to the right hand side of the equation, so that with this side we are left with 0. Okay, we can just transpose. So we will have x squared minus 2x This one, if you transpose it, you will also have what? Minus 2x that side, plus 1 that is already there. You take this plus 1, you transpose it, you will have minus 1. All right. So now, this give us 0. Okay. That give us 0. So we will have 0 is equal to x squared minus minus 2x will give me minus 4x. All right. So now what we need to do is to factorize. Or first, before we do that, let's just rewrite this. So we will have x squared minus 4x is equal to 0. We factorize, take out the common factor, so that will be x. This side we are left with x minus, if you take x as your common factor, it means you are left with 4, that is equal to 0. Now you equate the brackets to 0 now, okay? So x is equal to 0, or x minus 4 is equal to 0. And then this side, x is equal to 4, all right? So what we need to do, we need to take our answers. We said here, x is equal to 0, okay? So let us check it if it is correct. We take this, we replace it to the equation that we are having there on top. All right. So on the equation we are having 2x. Now our x is what? Is equal to 0 plus 1. All right. Now this alone, when you say 0 multiplied by 2, you get 0, and then 0 plus 1, that will give you the square root of 1, which is equal to 1, right? So now, if you write 0 here on this one, it means you will have 0 minus 1, and that will give you minus 1. So at the end, we will have 1 is equal to minus 1. So these two are not equal, okay? Therefore, here we will say that x should not be equal to 0 here, okay? X should not be equal to 0. Right. Let's check the one for 4. If you take 4, you write it there. Okay, let's do this. All right. We write 4 there. That's plus 1. Okay. So let's see what we get. This will give us 8. 8 plus 1, that give us 9. The square root of 9, that will give us 3. Okay. Right. We have 3 on the other side. So now let's take this 4 again and write it where there is x. Okay. If I write 4, the problem is like this on the right hand side, it's x minus 1. So I write 4 there, that will be minus 1, and that gives me 3. So this one is applicable, okay? Yeah, it's the required one, it's the correct one. All right, so if you solve like this,